Today we are going to make banana brickle muffins, except we're not doing brickle. We are doing chocolate chips. And if you've never had chocolate chips in your banana bread, get ready. To start, we are going to combine our dry ingredients. This will consist of 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Again, make sure we are spooning the flour into our measuring cups. If we just scoop, we're getting more flour than we need, and that gives us dry muffins. And no one wants dry muffins. After our 2 cups of flour, we have to preheat the oven because I forget to do that at the beginning of nearly every recipe. We are going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And getting back to our regularly scheduled program, to our 2 cups of flour, we will add 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. The last of our dry ingredients will be 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Let's give that a stir. Make sure you break up your brown sugar. It'll want to clump together. A whisk would be better, but my spoon was already here and already dirty, so a spoon is what we use. Okay, you just want to get the baking powder and the sugar evenly mixed in with the flour. Now we are going to add 1 cup of mashed banana. Obviously mine aren't mashed yet, but we'll get there, I promise. Sometimes a banana bread or a banana muffin recipe will tell you about how many bananas make up how much they're asking you to use. And I think we're going to need 3. These are on the smaller side. They might be medium sized. And you can just mash these with a fork, or a hand mixer would work. I'm going to use a potato masher. It does the trick, and it'll help me get a smoother mashed banana. If you like a chunky banana bread, a fork might be just fine. Whatever you use, if you want a chunky texture, just don't mash the bananas a ton. And then if you want a smooth texture, you don't like banana chunks, just keep mashing until it is a smooth consistency. There, I have my bananas mashed. To that, we are going to add 1 egg. Today I'm using a flax egg, which is just 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed and 3 tablespoons of water. Let set for several minutes so that it gels up a little bit, but an egg will work just fine. A 1/2 cup of oil. I'm using light olive oil, but you can use vegetable oil or canola oil. And a 1/2 cup of milk. I have cow's milk. You can use any plant milk, whatever you drink. We'll stir that up to make sure it's all combined. And then we take our banana mixture and we pour it right into our dry ingredient. And we stir it until it's just combined. We don't want to over stir. The recipe says stir until moistened. Keep stirring until there's no more white, dry flour mixture that you can see. But make sure you dig down to the bottom because that's where it wants to hide. So the reason we don't want to over stir is so that our muffins don't become tough. The less you can get away with stirring, the fluffier your muffins will be. And now for possibly the best part of banana muffins, chocolate chips. I'm going to do some with chocolate chips and some without. So, if you want to do that, I have a muffin tin for 12 regular muffins, and you can grease your pan, but it just makes life a lot easier to just use muffin cups. Sometimes greasing them just doesn't work out the best. I'm going to do 3 without chocolate chips. No, we'll do 6. They'll get eaten. So I have a 1/3 cup here, and that is what I'm going to use to fill my muffin cups. It just helps so that they're about the same size. Okay, I have my 6 chocolate chipless muffins. Now I'm going to add about a half cup of chocolate chips to the rest of my batter. Feel free to be as generous as you want. Let's get those folded in. I think I was quite generous indeed. I don't think anyone will complain. Back to filling. We were supposed to reserve some of the chocolate chips, sprinkle them on top. I'm not worried about the chocolate content. That's just for aesthetic purposes. I am going to wipe off any little splashes of batter that is outside of our muffin cups just so that it doesn't burn. Again, easier cleanup in the end. And then we are going to pop these in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes. And I'll catch you guys back here once the oven has done its magic on these. So my muffins went in for 22 minutes actually. A couple minutes longer than they said, but you can't always go by time. So the trick is to use a toothpick or a cake tester and stick it through the middle of your muffin, and if it comes out clean, there might be a few crumbs on it, that's okay. That means they're done. But if there's any moisture left on your cake tester or your toothpick, they're not done. Except one caveat is if you have pieces of mashed banana and you end up stabbing through a chunk of banana, you might come out with some banana on your toothpick. So don't go by one single stab and don't go by one single muffin. At least test 2. Now we get to test them after we wait 5 minutes for them to cool a little bit. I'm gonna take mine out though, and then we'll let it cool for a minute. Careful, they're going to be smoking hot. After patiently waiting that 5 minutes, now we're gonna taste it. And as you let them cool a little longer, your muffin paper will come off a little cleaner. But we can always scrape that goodness off with our fork. Oh my goodness. Yes, as you let them cool, they'll come off the paper a lot easier. However, the muffin top is the best part anyway. So, I have a plain one. This is just a chunk of brown sugar that didn't get mixed in the best, but that's probably going to be a really delicious bite. Let's just get a close-up of that. Mmm. Yum. It's just wonderful. It's warm, it's fluffy, it's not sickly sweet, which is a good sign for our chocolate chip ones back here because they won't be overly sweetened with the addition of the chocolate chips. But, oh, wonderful. If you like banana bread, give these a try. I'll be honest, I never use the same banana bread recipe or banana muffin recipe. I always end up looking one up every time, and I've never found a bad one. So I'll put the recipe down below in the description for you guys, but you don't have to use that one. Just Google one, find one that has a lot of great reviews, or us old school people, get out one of those cookbooks. There's bound to be a banana bread recipe in one of them. And go make yourself some delicious banana bread or banana muffins. This took me less than an hour start to finish. It was so fast. And the muffins, because they're smaller, they cook so much faster than banana bread. So if you don't have a ton of time but you want to bake something homemade and you have some brown bananas, excellent idea. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to stick around and see more videos to come, hit that subscribe button and that bell so you know when I drop the next recipe. And thank you all for stopping by. Cheers!